because work on Bare Minimum Monday doesn't start until noon.
Hi guys, welcome to Exceedable, where we help inspire you to live a life that exceeds your expectations. And apparently, for many young workers, that means playing hooky on Mondays. Because apparently they need a break from the weekend. Don't we all know how that's like, having a crazy weekend and needing a moment to recover? But somehow, I don't think that's what they mean. A new trend is sweeping social media with young workers who have decided that Monday mornings are for anything other than work, really. And it is simply the most ridiculous, self-defeating thing I have heard in a while. Let me show you what I mean.
A Monday morning in your late 20s. You're on week 2 of actually waking up with your alarm instead of hitting snooze with help from the face roller you just pulled from the freezer. You turn on bird sounds because TikTok said it's good for your nervous system. You play your favorite word game to remind yourself that you're allowed to prioritize fun for the sake of fun, and you win despite not having coffee yet. You journal in Notion and fight the urge to check your email. You do all 5 steps of your skincare routine and make your coffee. Your new straws make you happy.
Now this is Marissa Jo Mays. She is the TikToker and entrepreneur who created this trend, and she says that we create these long to-do lists for ourselves and have these incredibly high expectations for everything we should be doing with our free time during the weekends, only to end up not doing any of them, getting really tired and stressed, and then we just find ourselves on Monday mornings hitting the ground running. And all of the stress and this dread just hurts our productivity throughout the week, she says. And all of this can be prevented by stopping Monday morning to just catch our breath.
This is the exact situation where Bare Minimum Monday comes in clutch. Your weekends don't always go as planned, and sometimes your Sunday list becomes your Monday list. And before, you used to make yourself feel bad about that, but you're choosing not to now. Because you're a human, not a robot. Your Monday to-do list used to demand every ounce of bandwidth you had for the day. Then you'd be too exhausted to even consider doing the chores you didn't get to on the weekend. Cue being mean to yourself. But now, Bare Minimum Monday lets you off the hook for whatever ridiculous productivity standards exist in your head.
She also states that Bare Minimum Mondays, as she calls it, help fight the hustle mentality and the need to be perfect in everything we do. All of this from only starting work at noon on Mondays. Imagine that. But tell me, at a time when so many workers are doing their best to push against company pressure to get them back into the office just because their bosses want to micromanage them, because they think workers working from home just slack off and do nothing, is this really what we need right now?
You used to hate Mondays, but now you love them. You started doing this thing called Bare Minimum Monday to change your relationship to the beginning of the week, and it's working. You put on your favorite jacket. It was your grandfather's. Instead of starting work right away, you do a few more things for yourself. It's Bare Minimum Monday, remember? You hang up new art in your office. It's not mass-produced. This makes you happy. You make the breakfast that you're currently hyperfixated on and watch something new from one of the Neistat brothers. You put on your indoor shoes and get ready to spend an hour focused on your creative project of choice.
People actually acting lazy and taking the opportunity of working from home to play hooky, to play Scrabble, to hang some portraits on the wall. You're on company time watching YouTube, doing personal stuff and pursuing your own creative project of choice, whatever that means. Can anyone argue this is even honest? You can find dozens of videos in this channel advocating for workers to rise up, to quit their jobs and tell their bosses where to shove it, to work for a living and not live for work. Slow living has changed my life. It really has. I am a big supporter of 4-day work weeks and quiet quitting, which should not be called that, by the way, because all it is people putting their lives above their work, enjoying their free time and not going above and beyond for a job. But anyway, my point is, I'm a big advocate for self-care and fighting for better working arrangements and all that. But this is a big mistake. And I get it, I get that young people are disappointed with what's ahead for them. I do, I'm a millennial. By the time I finished my degree, we were smack in the middle of a recession. We had to ask pretty please for a non-paid internship that would grant us the incredible honor of paying to be overworked and humiliated by jerks. But we believed things would get better eventually. But Gen Zs, the younger workers, have truly lost all hope, with inflation, low wages, housing shortages, and global warming. They are struggling with their mental health and are looking for ways to be happier and take better care of themselves. But this is not the way. And the way I see it, Bare Minimum Mondays are only acceptable in 3 situations. 1, you're an entrepreneur. This is your business and you have decided to take Monday mornings off, which I think is the case for her. 2, you have a totally flexible schedule that allows you to determine which hours you'll work. That's fine. 3, you have told your boss or your manager about it, and they are aware and in agreement and are making the arrangements to minimize the effects of you not being available at that time. Because tell me, what happens if there's an emergency and you can't be reached? You're not looking at your phone or your emails, so what if you're needed? And who's doing all the work that you're supposed to be doing but aren't? Are you piling it onto your coworkers, or are you digging yourself a hole later down the week when you'll have to work overtime to do everything you didn't do during Monday morning? What if everyone in your company decided to do bare minimum Mondays too? Should the world economy stop on Monday mornings? Either way, the way I see it, it is not good news for anyone involved. And it's not like there aren't other options for redefining your relationship with yourself and work. You can wake up earlier to do your self-care rituals. You can make sure every single minute after your work is your own. You can redefine your expectations of what the weekends are for, put less on your plate and actually rest. This is just being selfish and self-absorbed, to be honest. Let me make this perfectly clear. You are entitled to live your life as you see fit. You get to pick your own schedule, do whatever you like, but you need to be open about it and honest, quite frankly. And if your current job doesn't allow you to do that, then you need to find yourself another job. There are still more jobs available than people to fill those positions. Or maybe create your own job, Hurting your coworkers and the company you work for with your absence is not the way to go about it. If anything, it will only provide more arguments for the micromanaging, overbearing bosses that say work from home does not work and is just another opportunity for workers to slack off. Because let's face it, for bare minimum Mondays, that is exactly what it is.